Hi, everyone, and welcome to what is it? The last
162.
episode 162, the last one of March of 2023. Time is just like, whoosh. But of course, we still have snow on the ground. So, hey, it's Minnesota.
Yeah, don't you
um,
know?
and don't you know? So, we will proceed with the regular Pulse webcast format that we do, where we cover the four different areas in development, which means they're working on it back in Redmond, rolling out, which means it's on its way out to the particular tenants that it's targeted towards, and then launched means that if you're in one of those particular tenants, you should have it by now. And then at the very end, we usually have sometimes we have cancellations, of which we have like three or four this week, but nothing significantly major, I don't think. So we'll go ahead and get started. I will let Tamara lead off with the items that kind of tripped her trigger in the in development area.
Oh man, there were so many. I've got Microsoft Teams attach cloud files in chat and channel from Teams Mobile. So pretty soon you're going to have the ability to upload files from OneDrive from Teams Mobile chat and channel. Also, you can view recent files and attach most used files up front from the recent section. So I
That'll
thought
make it
that was
nice.
going to be good. Yeah. Then activity feeds improvements for centrally published urgent tasks. Microsoft is improving the visibility for when a time-sensitive urgent task is published to a team. When an organization publishes a task with a priority set to urgent, or as I like to call it, tap me on the folder every minute until I answer you, each member or owner of the team that receives this task will receive a notification in the activity feed.
It took me a little while on this one to figure out what they meant by task, but it's basically if you're using a planner in Teams
Mm-hmm.
and you set up a task in Planner and you mark it urgent, that's what's going to fire this particular one. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at it and figuring out whether it's going to do something.
And then Microsoft lists applied filters. As you add and adjust filters to narrow or expand what appears on the current list view, you'll now see which filters have been applied, and you can remove them without going back into the column filter pane. So you do this now in the top left portion of the list. So that's coming out in April, and that's coming out, that's a present for everybody.
Yeah,
That's worldwide, GCC, GCC High, and DoD.
I think that'll be nice because a lot of times people kind of lose track of where things are being filtered at. And
Mm-hmm.
just having it all up top and having it be able to be modified from there, I think is going to be really nice. Looking forward to
Yeah,
seeing that.
why can't I see my stuff? Why can't I see my stuff?
Exactly, because you filtered it out.
Also, I thought this is interesting, the ability for meeting participants to rename themselves. This would be great if you go by a nickname as opposed to the name that's in your Active Directory. So team meeting participants will be able to rename themselves in order to have flexible representation in different meetings. That means in this meeting, I'm going to be Bob.
And I'll be
In this meeting, I'm going
Sally.
to be Ms. Unicorn.
Yeah, I'm torn on this one.
I think it's great,
mm, I think,
but it's not coming out until July.
yeah, I think it could be abused where somebody comes in as I'm Jerry, and Jerry's making derogatory comments. Well, who really is Jerry? You know? Um, but I could see it'd be really nice
Mm.
if, let's say, you've got your VP who wants to sit in and listen, but he doesn't want everybody to think, oh, I've got to be really quiet because the VP's on the call. Well, he changes his
Mhm.
name from Mr. and Ms. VP to Bob or Sally, and he just looks like a regular person, and people aren't necessarily as intimidated.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
so, and some people go, well, that's rather sneaky and underhanded. Yeah, but it also allows you to get better conversation too. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that works. Like I say, I'm still Still on the fence on that one myself, but.
Okay. What do you have in development, sir?
So one of them is the dashboard for chat in Teams. So
Mm-hmm.
this feature will update the existing chat details page to provide more information to users and help them easily find content shared in the chat. Again, having more information about, you know, how do you find stuff that's been talked about earlier? What's the chat? Who are all the people in it? Stuff like that. I think making that more visible in kind of a, bulletin board format on top of the chat may be really advantageous. I'm looking forward to see how this actually looks when it comes out. We've got a couple things in Stream. Um, One is search video transcript from Stream on SharePoint. So if you've made the move from Stream Classic into Stream on SharePoint and OneDrive, this feature allows users who are viewing a video to search for keywords contained in the video transcript. Now, obviously, this only works if you've turned transcripts on in your video
Yeah.
files and stored it that way. They can navigate through the search results and click on a portion of the transcript to be taken to the respective spot in the video. I think that is awesome, so that you can basically say, oh, they mentioned such and such, click, boom, I'm right where they mentioned something about that in the video. So I think that's a really cool feature. And then they're also, and I think this is to replace something that they lost when they went to Stream on SharePoint, and that is upload videos using the Stream mobile app. So this feature will allow users of the Stream mobile app to upload videos from their mobile device to Stream on SharePoint. I remember when they were talking about, some of the changes that you were going to see in Stream on SharePoint. It was like you'll no longer have the ability to upload videos from the Stream mobile app. Like, so what do we do instead? This feature will be disabled. I hope you weren't counting on it because there's no other alternative for you right now. Well,
Hmm.
now they finally brought that back into the mix, which I thought they would probably do. It just took them a little while to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else did we have here? Oh, this is one that is like people are really happy about in our organization, at least. Microsoft Teams customize and edit emails for webinars. So, customize and edit content for email webinars, including registration confirmation, reminder emails, cancellation notices, and more. They are making a change. That means that you will automatically get a 1 hour till your meeting reminder in your email, which I think is awesome. Um, some of these other things that they're talking about for some of the more complex customizations, it sounded like some of those were going to go to Team Premium. So before you get overly excited with this, once it comes out, you may want to check and see what you get for free in regular Teams versus what kind of features you're going to have that actually need to have Teams Premium to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Another one that if you do like meetings where you have people check into the lobby first, there's going to be two-way lobby chat. Provides a seamless client experience with an interactive lobby that allows facilitators to send messages to customers prior to the meeting. This is really nice because you got people going, "Is there anybody there? Hello, we're all sitting waiting." Um, this will allow the facilitator goes, yep, we're getting things ready for you. Please hold on. We'll start at this particular point in time.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives a little bit more interactivity rather than just, I'm here in the lobby. Did they forget me? So I think that's a cool thing. And yeah, I think that's it for me. So we'll go ahead and go to rolling out unless there was anything else in development you wanted to touch on.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, rolling out. Take it away, my dear.
Support apps in channel meetings. So, meeting organizers and participants can now add apps to meetings in team channels for better collaboration and engagement across a variety of scenarios. How about a variety of scenarios?
That would work too.
And this is rolling out to GCC and worldwide. And then this one is near and dear to my hearts. I have a long history of working in the arts where people are, who they are. And so pronouns available on the profile card. I think that's great. It allows people to make other people feel comfortable, because I want to call people by the right pronoun. Although I
He,
have
she,
found if you
they.
just call them by their name
That
all
works
the
too.
time, you never have to use a pronoun and you will never mess it up. And
I
then,
I was
yeah.
going to say on that one, do keep in mind, I think you have to turn that on
Mm-hmm.
in settings, or it needs to be activated in your tenant for you to have it sent out to everybody. People can then turn it on and off themselves, but I think by default that will not show up. I think.
Okay.
Keep an eye open for that one.
Yeah. And then the last one that I'll touch on is support for tabs for anonymous users in meetings. So developers now have the ability to show tab experiences for anonymous users in Teams meetings. I'm sure somebody's going to be excited about that because it sounds like a big deal.
Cool.
So, what do you have there, Tom?
So one which is really nice if you spent time moderating a particular meeting, and that is Teams is going to allow for the automatic lowering of a user's raised hands after speaking. So as they describe it, to reduce the number of stale raised hands in a meeting, we will now suggest users to lower their raised hand after we detect that they spoke in a meeting. They'll be able to choose to keep their hand raised. If the user doesn't take any action on the suggestion notification, will automatically lower their hands. This should ensure smoother meeting facilitation for organizers and presenters. Yeah, it will. Because I know that when I'm doing facilitation, as soon as I call on somebody, I immediately go over and click lower hand because I don't want their
Mm,
hand sitting there raised indefinitely. Knowing that that's going to happen automatically if they don't do anything is great because I can just ignore that step. So looking forward to that one. Um, oh, if you are in government clouds, you're now going to get the video clips feature, which means you can create short little 1 minute or less videos directly within a Teams chat. And this would be great if like you want to send out a quick video message to your staff in a group conversation or group chat that you have with them. It's very bare bones. It doesn't allow you to have special backgrounds. It doesn't allow you to record it, doesn't allow you to download it. It's just a way to avoid typing a minute worth of words and being able just to talk to the person, have your picture there, and do whatever. Um, Keep an eye open for that. That is rolling out. And again, it's been out in commercial. It's now hitting GCC, GCC High, and DoD. And what else? Oh, the reminder emails for webinars. I actually mentioned this earlier. Reminder emails are automatically sent 1 hour ahead of a webinar to all registered attendees. This is going out to worldwide standard tenant. I don't know that it will go out to your government
we
clouds
don't
at
even
all,
have webinars yet.
in which case you won't see this. Do not get excited for it. But for all of you others that use this, you're now going to get that automatic email sent out saying, hey, don't forget you signed up for this and it's in 1 hour, which I think is awesome. Our group was just thrilled to death with this one. So good things. And it's the free version of Teams, it's not premium. So
Woo!
go on to launched. What do you see, my dear?
I see several things, dear.
Okay. And
I
in case you're all
see.
wondering and you've watched in for the first time, Tamara and I are married, so calling her
Yeah,
dear is okay.
it's not an HR kind of thing.
It is not an HR kind of thing.
All right, Microsoft Teams. Express yourself in Teams meetings for the DoD. So finally, we're getting to be able to do like the hand clapping and the thumbs up and the heart in Teams meetings. And then also for the DoD, bot and message extensions in Microsoft Teams. So DoD customers are able to build and deploy bots and message extensions in their own Microsoft Teams environment. This release is going to support custom line of business bots, and that's specifically for the DoD. So that's exciting. And then Microsoft Project, advanced dependencies. So you can set non-default dependencies between tasks, such as start to start and finish to finish, and then also start to finish dependencies.
Of course, I hear that from a project perspective. I'm going, wah, 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 wah,
Mm,
wah.
mm, mm.
But I know you do like yourself some project. I've
Yes.
got a couple that I will mention. One
Mm-hmm.
is Microsoft Teams suggested replies in chat. It kind of surprises me that this is showing up because I thought it'd been out there for quite a while, but apparently it was due to roll out in April. And it is suggested replies. Microsoft Chat uses assistive AI, need that for my speaking, to create short responses based on the context of the previous message. Suggested replies present users with up to 3 recommended responses to choose from. So these responses are like, thank you, way to go, yes, thank you, stuff like that. And they pretty much figure out some of the wording you've used in the past. But it's really great when you get this message. You get 3 suggested responses. You just click on it. You don't have to click on it and then hit enter or anything. Just click, boom, it's out there, and you can move on to do something else. I really like not having to get bogged down about thinking what I'm going to be writing there. And then the other thing, which I have seen come and go and come and go, and it never has gotten implemented. Apparently, it's implemented now, and that is external file request in SharePoint document library. So with this feature, you can choose a folder where people can upload files using a link that you send them. People you request files from can only upload files. They can't see the content of the folder, edit, delete, or download files, or even see who else has uploaded files. This is great if you've got a project whereby, oh, let's say you want people to submit a form, which is a timesheet or something. And rather than just say, hey, email it to me, and you've got emails with all these particular files floating around, or they're putting them wherever they decide to, you can use this feature to say, hey, please upload your timesheet here. And they click on here, they can upload it to that particular area on the file share that you've designated. And you don't have to worry about trying to go find them. You don't have to worry about downloading them from emails. They're all going to be sitting in that folder in your document library. And the good part is nobody can go in and see stuff that they didn't submit. It's very private. Again, I think I've seen this on the roadmap like
100
a couple
times.
years. Yeah. And I always thought that would be great. And every time I tried it, it's like, it doesn't exist yet. Well, apparently it does now. So I'm looking forward to trying that one out and seeing what we can do with it. And I think there's one other one I'll just mention. SharePoint. Review recent SharePoint site
Yes.
actions in Admin Center. Review the most recent site changes you made from the SharePoint Admin Center in the last 30 days. And that's across the board, worldwide, GCC, GCC High, and DoD. Anything you want to talk about on the launch side that you haven't
Nope,
talked
I've
about
already
yet?
gone through.
Okay.
All good.
4 cancellations this month. First one, Outlook frontline worker audience targeting using job code, location, and department. This feature has been canceled and will be removed from the roadmap. So if you were looking forward to this one, it ain't coming. And it ain't coming back either, apparently. Microsoft Teams virtual appointment apps. This one that they have out there, it's actually a duplicate of another one is being removed. So you're still going to get that, just not under that particular roadmap number. Then you have Microsoft Teams virtual appointments calendar level analytics. This is also a duplicate of the same one that they mentioned above and is being removed. So again, you're going to get that just under a different roadmap number. And the final one is Microsoft Purview Compliance Portal audit support for customer key for the US government clouds. And they basically say this feature is being postponed indefinitely, which means maybe it didn't work the way they expected it to, or they're gathering more feedback. You may get it back in the indefinite future. You're just not going to have it there right away. And those are the 4 cancellations. And with that, that pretty much covers the roadmap for this week. It was relatively short.
Yeah.
And hopefully you can take what we have there and make some adjustments or get excited about a few things that may make your life all the more wonderful
All
software
right.
wise.
You good with words.
I good with words. It's been a long day. I am so glad to be
It
done with
has been a
words.
long day.
Now
All
Tamara and
right.
I are going to go dance. We can stumble over each other because it's been a really long day.
Yes, it'll be fabulous. All right.
uh,
Have a good day, everybody.
bye,
Bye
everyone.
now.